Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd and Proud of It, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today to discuss the question if Fortnite players and Stranger Things fans can save Magic the Gathering. Since I have been listening to the fireside chat and especially the words of Cynthia Williams, aka President of Wizards of the Coast, Head of the Ivory Tower, the one and only, that's how we're gonna call her from now on. But since I heard what she had to say during the fireside chat, I knew and I still know that she has a very clear picture of who the Magic the Gathering player is. She describes it perfectly, and of course they have analyzed this because they want to know their target group. Let's listen to what she has to say.
Sure. We know a lot about our players. Multiple times a year, we survey tens of thousands of Magic fans on a variety of topics related to the game. The Magic active tabletop player on average is 30 years old. Players range from about 13 years old to over 45. I think it's important to know that 1/3 of our players have less than 3 years of experience with the game, and another third has been playing for more than 10 years. And so you end up with this wide range of engagement.
Thank you, Cynthia, for explaining that to us, and thanks as well for reading a Wikipedia article to explain what Magic the Gathering is later in the fireside chat. But who cares? Folks, it's very clear, average 30 years old, 1/3 has been playing longer than 10 years, 2/3 have been playing longer than 3 years. Which to me raises the question, why do we need this? This is a secret lair, and this is the Stranger Things secret lair. I bought a couple, I bought them mainly for my daughter. I like Stranger Things as well, and I admitted I, for example, bought The Walking Dead 2 because I really enjoy the show, and I thought it would be cool to buy it, not cool to buy it, but cool to build a Rick Grimes deck, cool to build a Negan deck, and so on. This one I bought mainly for my daughter, and I thought, yeah, let's have a look at the cards as well. And we opened one, and she liked the cards, and she even has the cards in her room, but she doesn't do anything with it. And she's the same age as I was when I started Magic the Gathering, but it just didn't trigger her. And that might happen. You might actually sell it to a couple of Stranger Things fans that think, hey, let's try out Magic the Gathering. But personally, I think they more like the cards, the same as with the Godzilla fans during the Ikoria release. They bought the Ikoria because of the Godzilla cards, and the same goes probably for Stranger Things. Fortnite, another story, personal story. I showed it to my son, and he is a big Fortnite player and a big Fortnite fan. He's a little younger than my daughter, and he really loves the game, but he wasn't actually triggered at all by the cards. It's not what he thinks is cool. He recognized the locations, he recognized some of the things on the cards, but he actually wasn't triggered to play the game at all. Fast forward, folks, if we look at the success of Warhammer they are talking about, and how many new players it brought in, and they repeat that over and over again in interviews and in the fireside chat and in interviews with other websites and so on. I honestly think that might even be a good combination. Same goes for Dungeons and Dragons, and of course it's their own IP. But in general, I think Warhammer players are likely to turn into Magic the Gathering players. I don't think Warhammer players want to be exploited even more, because they already are exploited by Games Workshop a lot. So might be that they not really cross over, but the product sells, and the product might sell as well because, of course, it's a good product. It's a good set of commander decks. But in general, the question still stays the same. Do we need these crossovers? Are these crossovers saving Magic the Gathering? Because what is essential for a game, and I'm working in the video games industry, and I worked on a lot of MMOs, and I work on a lot of games like shooters and so on that have a monthly player base. What is essential is you need to have more new players come into the game than current players stop playing the game. It's very simple. The more players come in, the better it is for the game. And if you lose players along the way, which is always the case because people just stop or they want to do something else, you need to make sure that the number of the new players is bigger than the number of the current players that decide to stop the game. That's as simple as it is. But there is one different metric, and I believe Wizards of the Coast is trying this tactic. They are doing everything to get more people into the game, and they don't care if they stay or not, as long as they get more people in than people are leaving the game at any current moment. And they might succeed at the moment by doing that, but they have to think of something else, something very important the video games industry has learned a while ago, and it's a big factor. Old players, current players that really enjoy the game are the core of your fan base. And as we saw, there are 1/3 of the players playing Magic the Gathering more than 10 years. 2/3 of the players are playing more than 3 years that are actually liking the game. You don't and you can't forget those players. You need to take care of them, because in the video games industry, people call them quality players. They are more likely to spend money because they are more involved in the game. They are more likely to tell others about the game, being ambassadors for your game. They are more likely to take a short break but then return to the game. Everything is going well for them when it comes to the game. And everything is going well for the game because you got those players. So at a certain point, you can't catch up with the people stop playing the game if there is no attachment at all, just by adding new people to the game that don't have any history or any emotions or any connection to the game. And I think Wizards of the Coast is forgetting this, but yeah, might be me. So folks, I am very curious what you think. Is Wizards of the Coast on the right path? Will products like the Fortnite Secret Lair and the Stranger Things Secret Lair bring new people to the game, younger people to the game, and refresh the player base in a good way? Or are they really forgetting about the long-term player that is very important as a core ambassador for your game? I'm really curious what you think, folks. Let me know. I think this is a very important and very interesting conversation to have. I think this is not talked about enough. I think everybody's looking at what's currently happening and what is Wizards selling, but this long-term plan seems to be what Wizards of the Coast is focusing on, and that's why they're making the decisions they make. And I think it's very important to realize that not the easy way to look at it is not always the right way to look at it. And I can be wrong as well, but I'm just having the discussion and I want to hear opinions. And this is my opinion. So yeah, I think it's a bad choice. I think it's okay to do that, but I don't think it's okay to lean on it. That's my conclusion. Curious what you think. Stay healthy, folks. Stay frosty. Thanks a lot for listening. This was a bit of a educational video, let's call it like that. Hope you learned something today. I talk to you next time, folks. I'm gonna take it easy for tonight. Bye bye.